So I tried cutting the willow and it was too hard on my hands. My hands hurt now. My back hurts. So I gave up. So I'm gonna go home. And I looked for the change purses for Willem. They didn't have any at Dollarama. But I did get some cool stuff like plantain chips. Of course, that's packaged food, and some figs and 74% chocolate. Anyway, I didn't find any tatting shuttles. They didn't have them at the fabric or the sewing store, and they didn't have them any at the dollar store, and they didn't have them at Dollarama. But I know that I have lots of them. So perhaps I'll just have to go and take a deeper look at in the Hobbit hole at those bins. See if I can find some in there. I know that I know which ones don't have any because they're not labeled for tatting. But there is one that's labeled tatting, and I'm not sure what else is in that. Anyway, so I tried. I did get a bundle, you know, like enough to make a small basket, right? About that much. They're pussy willows, so they're all got little pussy willows, little cottony things are starting to come out. So the willow is the first thing. But they're beautiful yellow willow, and there's also some red osier dogwood, which is also very pretty. I don't know where to find a tatting shuttle except at home. I don't know, maybe Walmart has them. Maybe tomorrow on the way to the airport we could stop at Walmart and see if they have any. Otherwise, I could make one, I suppose. I could just take a little piece of cardboard and cut it and wrap it up. Or wrap it this way. I'd have to slice it and then wrap it like that, and then I could use it. I'd make my own. Anyway, and I did get some willow. That was good. It's a very beautiful day. I don't know what the temperature is. What is the temperature out there? 8. 8 and 8 is 16, and 32 is 48. So it's 48 degrees out there. Anyway, it's very pretty. Boy, it was hard on my hands though. I wonder if that hot dog, I did have a hot dog with no bun the other day with Maya. I wonder if that has caused this. You know, my pain doctor once said that one cracker will set you back 2 weeks on inflammation. Like it'll give you inflammation for 2 weeks. Now, where did he find that information? Does he just know these things because he's educated in pain management? I wonder what it says in the pain management stuff online. Hey, there's a new building up there. I didn't see that building before. When did that go up? So where else has sewing supplies? Nothing that's open. I got to the fabric store and it was closed, and it was like 4:30. But it says on there it's open till 6. I think I'm going to go straight and see what this new building is up here. Why not? I mean, I have all the time in the world. Just have to go home and wash those 2 or 3 blouses. Maybe Willem has made the other ones dry longer. He has a new phone, and I can phone him. It was so awesome. He got my message. I said I'd given up. I told him where I was cutting willow if he comes to town. It's outside of town. Between one town and the next. But so what is that? Wow, look at that. There's a whole apartment complex here. 1 and 2 bedroom, all inclusive apartments. Wow. All new. Okay, we'll just make a U-ey since we're at the end of the street. And now we'll go on home. So who's here? I don't know, I can't see. I can't pay attention to that either. I have to drive. The piles of snow are getting smaller. The big, huge piles that they leave when they dump the snow somewhere. You know, when I got there and I started cutting the dogwood and the willow, I realized that first of all, the dogwood had grown some, like, so it was second year growth already, so that it had some sprouts off of the sides, like little short, not sprouts, little short branches, I guess. Do you know that gas is $1.73 a liter? That's about, what's that, about it's about $5.25 a gallon. More than that, because oh, there's Willem going to town. He's gonna go get some money, he says. Go get some Canadian cash. You know what I think the easiest thing to do when you go to another country is you just go to the bank, to the wall, and you get out, you use Visa, and you just withdraw money, and you get exactly the kind of money you want. Like, you get the currency, you get Dutch money or whatever you get in euros, I guess. But you know, everything over there is much more expensive because they figured that, I mean, what you would expect to pay $1 for here costs €1 there, and $10 here is 10 euros there, except that it takes $2 US to make a euro. I'm not sure how much Canadian it takes, but it'd be more than that because our dollar is lower than the US dollar. You know, they've laid charges against the people that they blocked the border, the Alexandria Bridge, no, some bridge. They blocked the border for 6 days, which caused car manufacturing companies on both sides of the border to have to close for a little while. I think both sides of the border, definitely in Canada. And so they're charging people. I hope they're going to charge them. Like, that was a huge loss. Like, I mean, I'm not usually interested in stuff like GDP and stuff like that, but that was just so selfish of them to shut the border and cause all these people, you know, and the mandates were going to come off. Like, tomorrow is the last of mask wearing in Canada, in Ontario, in schools. And the 1st of April is the last of mask wearing. And, you know, they disrupted everything, and I'm so glad that they did call out you know, they didn't have a law and they didn't have tow trucks. So they couldn't tow all those trucks away and open things up and make them stop blowing their horns and ruining the lives of all the people that live there. It was really a very selfish thing to do. Even though they had a wonderful party and they loved it and they loved each other and they had this wonderful vibe going on and dancing and a lot of pot smoking. And what did they have? They had their hot tubs or their saunas and their bouncy castles and children playing. It was a lovely little gathering. I mean, a great picnic, barbecues, everything was wonderful for them. But the people that they ruined it for were the people that live in Ottawa. They couldn't go to work. Like, these people, it took them an hour to get to the bus, to walk to the bus. They couldn't drive their cars because they were blocked in. There was too many trucks everywhere. It was a horrible thing to do to people. Can you imagine? But now they're going to charge people. I hope they make them pay, like, what it cost. Like what the country has suffered, and then they had to call out had to do the Emergency Act just to get in order to be able to commandeer tow trucks. That was the real big thing they had to do. In order to get enough police officers together, and in order to get the tow trucks, they had to do the Emergencies Act. So now the city is buying, or maybe the province, they're buying their own tow trucks, so they don't have to get other truckers who won't do it. So they're buying their own tow trucks if it ever happens again, and they're also going to change the laws so that they can clear the border, the bridge. You know, like, can you imagine what happened down there if you just shut the border for 6 days to Mexico? Like, there's so many people that work on both sides, and in Canada the same thing, live on one side and work on the other, or I got too close to the raspberry cane. It was really nice that Willem got my message so that I could just go home without having to worry about him going to search for me. Isn't that lovely? You know, when you're cutting willow with the big, huge grass clippers, you know, they've got this big blade and a long handle, so you don't have to bend over. But the thing is that when you cut the willow, they all drop as soon as you move your blade, right? They all fall. And some of them are still standing up, and some are fallen, and some are crooked. And so if you want to do the rest of them, now you have to pick them all up first, or smash them out of the way, and then you can cut them. If you just go ahead and cut more, you're going to be cutting the ones you've already cut, cutting them in smaller pieces. There's a place around here somewhere where I cut willow last year, or the year before last, I guess. Dogwood is very pretty, but it's red osier dogwood. There's a bunch of it along here, but it's quite short, and if it's longer, it's already branched. So I don't know if there's a way to do it where you don't end up with all those little branches. I did cut a whole bunch of it last year, so this year I have lots of little branches, or it looks like we're running out of power here. It cut out, so I think I'll have to say goodbye. It's very nice seeing you. I wonder if anybody said anything. Nope. Alright, well, ta-ta. Keep your stick on the ice. That means your hockey stick. Don't go hitting other people with your hockey stick. So keep your stick on the ice, and we're all in this together, and I'm rooting for you. Bye.